With Season 2 being delayed an entire month, it left many of us wondering what was actually being worked on and what was being improved, because delays are supposed to buy time for meaningful changes. So going into the initial Season 2 patch notes, I expected to see significant improvements to the core experience, but after reading through everything, I was wrong. When you strip this update down to what actually changed in terms of gameplay, it's incredibly light. And in combination with the lack of content for the season, I think overall this feels more like maintenance, not really an expansion. Because instead of addressing Battlefield 6 core problems, Season 2 is centered around like the psychoactive smoke and the limited time game modes that come with it. I know they're going to try to emphasize that, oh, there's over 200 improvements, but I wouldn't really consider these improvements per se, more like fixes for things that should have never been shipped with the game to begin with, or should have been addressed before this season anyway. The main highlights include things like progression tracking, audio reliability, some recoil changes, some gun changes, but ultimately there's a lot that was ignored. They fixed some inconsistencies with recoil, which is great, but they didn't do anything ultimately in terms of the gunplay itself other than what essentially feels like buffing some weapons and probably making them more like laser beams than they were previously, which is the exact opposite of what the community has been asking for. But for me, I feel like what is missing is far more important than what's included here. There's still no meaningful like attachment rework. There's a few minor changes. There's no addressing the input-based recoil issues that exist in the game. There's no deeper class identity here. And it doesn't seem like they touch any kind of the weapon XP rates when it comes to the base game. And right now, I think it's like 1,000 kills or more to fully level a weapon, which is absolutely insane. Players in the community have been vocal about the slow weapon progression in the base game, but Season 2 doesn't really adjust it for the base game. They only adjust it for RedSec, it seems like, while the base game is just untouched. Another big problem here for me is the monetization. They're talking about adding the Battle Pass, obviously. Battlefield Pro will include 6 instant unlocks, 25 tier skips, Battlefield Radio, and then Portal server hosting. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. And then access to an exclusive bonus path with additional tactical rewards. Whoop-de-doo. Ultimately, I think out of this, if this patch would have launched on time, it still would have felt underwhelming. But after a month-long delay, it feels like a massive missed opportunity to me. Because nothing here reflects urgency. There's no bold reworks, there's no systematic shifts. This just feels like the game is being maintained, not actively improved. And I think when it's all said and done, Season 2 isn't going to be defined necessarily just by failure, but also disappointment. This was a big opportunity, and ultimately it was wasted. I'm really not sure what else to say at this point. When core issues go unaddressed, when progression problems are selectively fixed, and when monetization is more of a focal point than fixing the gameplay, it starts to look like the leadership at DICE and EA are just completely out of touch in general. Not out of touch with metrics, but out of touch with the community and what actually makes Battlefield enjoyable. At some point, that stops looking like caution and starts looking like incompetence completely. And it's pretty sad when the worst part of your shooter game is the shooting and the gun mechanics overall. I've actually played some Roblox games that had more skill gap in them than Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 6. But I want to know what you think. Do you feel like Battlefield 6 has been mismanaged by leadership that doesn't understand its own game? Or is it just what Battlefield is now and it's something that we have to accept? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. RAMTEID out.